Hey guys, Brian Goes Blue.
And Coco too.
And Brittany. We're back with another movie trip review vlog for you tonight. And tonight we're going to be seeing Exorcist.
Exorcist believer. And then I saw her face. Now I'm a believer.
You wish it was Shrek.
I do. Listen, 2 out of 3 people in this car are very nervous to be seeing this movie right now.
I'm nervous if it's going to be good or not.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't know.
That too. Fingers crossed, though.
I think either way I'm going to be freaked out.
Yeah.
Yeah, so last night we watched, or 2 nights ago. Last night. We were a day behind. No, I knew it was last night. I was just trying to, like, make it accurate, but, like, it's okay.
Oh, you're good.
We watched The Exorcist on 4K last night. Chef's kiss. But 2 nights in a row of it?
Yeah.
That's a lot.
It's pretty intense.
Do it.
So, David Gordon Green,
The Halloween
director
trilogy.
of, which a lot of people are nervous about. But from the trailers, and I've kind of avoided like the newer trailers.
Yeah.
You've seen the trailers, right?
I've
or at
seen
least
one
the one.
trailer.
The first trailer I wasn't too crazy about. Like, we didn't even know it was The Exorcist.
Yeah, we didn't know.
It looked like a missing persons, like,
Right.
like a mystery story.
Yeah, and then like we find out there's 2 that get possessed at once, and then like turns out it's because I think the whole thing, like, and this isn't a spoiler, this was in one of the previews that I saw, but one of the little girls lost her mother, so there's a mom thing. She lost her mother, and she's like wanting to reach out.
Yeah.
Contact. I mean, we're Insidious. It just happened in Talk to Me. This is like a recurring theme that's happening now, where they're wanting to reach out, and that's like a real thing in like the spiritual world. Like, you have to be very careful with that kind of stuff, because you could reach out to the wrong entity. So that's what happens here. But they both get possessed. They come back, and then all hell breaks loose.
Yeah. Or so I hope.
Yeah.
We can only hope.
We've got their hearts beating in sync and just like crazy. Yeah. They're like tied up together.
Yep. Yeah.
You can't go on TikTok without seeing that face. Catherine, she's like the Reagan dude
from like the Exorcist house at Halloween Horror Nights, and like people are just so anticipating this movie because it's the first time that the house has come out before the movie.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah. One thing I will say, and this isn't like to be mean, but like I don't know if it's the prosthetics. I'm curious to see it more when we watch it, but like the little girl Catherine, and in the Halloween Horror Nights house too, her forehead looks huge. It's like this.
It's like a fish.
It's
like a bubble fish.
Right? It's like a big, and that's not how she looks. Like, nor when she's not possessed, like in the trailer.
Yeah,
I don't know. That's
maybe
just
it's the balding prosthetic.
Observation.
When she starts losing her hair and
Still
stuff.
like a balding cat. Oh, maybe she's like, maybe we see her like ripping her hair out. I don't know.
I think so.
All
right. And then
Not ready for
was it
this.
Ellen Burstyn comes back 50 years
Oh,
later?
yes.
50 years later.
Crazy.
She's gotta be like 80 something.
And we don't know if Linda Blair's.
We don't know.
People are saying she was in the not the credits, but like that she's in it.
Maybe it was just that Sarah T picture that they showed.
Yeah, and if you guys don't know that in the trailer, the picture of Reagan that they showed, like kind of dangling, that's from Sarah T. Confessions of a Teenage Alcoholic.
Yep.
Is that the name of it?
Portrait
of a Confessions.
Pretty much.
These are my confessions. Yeah, so that's what that was from. It was kind of funny, but yeah, super fucking nervous for this one for sure. Sorry for the language, but there's gonna be like a lot of language. I feel. What is it rated? R?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
It's rated R.
So they're gonna like say your mother kind of thing. I don't want to say it. It's so bad.
So raunchy.
But yeah.
I'll be holding on to the popcorn this time.
We do.
So you guys don't lose it.
We do have another special guest. We won't say right now, but yeah, you'll see.
I just noticed your Reagan earrings and they're freaking me out.
Okay, don't look at them. I can't ever look at myself in the mirror when I'm wearing them. Or my shirt. Wait till you see my shirt. I got a whole Exorcist thing going on there. But yeah, this is like, oh, sorry, my phone was ringing. This is one that traumatized me from the get-go, the original. So I'm like really wondering what this one is gonna do as far as like mental health and sleep. I just thinking of
my mental health is not going to be okay.
No,
I'll tell you that.
oh my gosh. So
You guys will be all right.
I think so. But yeah, we're 15 minutes till. We're gonna go in and get our stuff at Five Below, and then go get some popcorn and meet up with our special guest. And we'll see you guys in a little bit.
Yeah. Bye. All right.
So
our special guest.
about that special guest.
Kind of jumped in the car here.
So the person who started all of this traumatizing is now in the back seat, and that's
Cunting daughter.
so that's my brother. You've seen him on the channel before.
Asado.
He's the reason for like the obsession with Reagan and everything. So we knew like, okay, yeah, we have to do this together.
Yeah.
So yeah, thanks for that one.
I got you, buddy.
Do you like my earrings?
What are they?
Reagan.
I'd be more impressed if they puked.
I know. So what do you think? Are you excited?
Oh yeah, definitely. It's gonna be dope.
Did you see the Halloween remakes? Or not the remakes, the new Halloween?
I saw the one on Netflix.
Yeah.
Is that the one?
Or no, that was Leatherface.
Which?
Of course.
No, I don't know.
Reagan's calling.
The three, it was the trilogy. It was like the new
Yeah, Halloween kills, Halloween ends.
Reagan's calling.
Oh yeah, I saw all of them.
Okay,
The
people
Halloween.
are.
I was thinking of Texas Chainsaw.
Same person
People are
directing it,
nervous
this one.
about this movie because, like, of what they did with the Halloween franchise. They're afraid of like what he's gonna do with the Exorcist. But it's a sequel. We've
It's
got
supposed to be a trilogy.
A different possession. What? There's gonna be more?
This is supposed to be a trilogy.
Oh,
We'll see.
okay. So yeah, we're gonna get in there and get our
Razzle dazzle.
whatever on.
Yeah.
Okay.
And to the AMC we go.
Look at him after outside
Heading up.
cutting and burning.
All the Exorcist fun is about to be had. Demon possession. It's going down. Hopefully there's some vomiting and some other crucifixion shit. Let's go. Just got us an Exorcist believer. You know how it is in the car.
Okay, so our other special guest is Danielle and Sean, my brother and sister.
Yeah.
What did you guys think of the movie?
It was fucking scary. It was scary.
The scariest part was when he tripped on the rock.
Tripped on the rock.
Oh my god, no.
I don't remember that. Oh, with the snake.
Yeah.
No
Yeah.
spoiler.
Oh yeah. No spoiler.
I
Spoiler
would
alert.
have to say probably when she was under the bed
Yeah.
Yeah.
and then like
Creepy.
pops up. There's a lot of jump scares in this movie for sure.
Yep.
And
Hiding
overall,
from you.
if I had to pay to see it again, I would.
Hell yeah.
So
All right.
Cool.
that's saying a lot because I don't like to come to the movies. So
Yeah.
I wait till they come out on like
I'll just sneak
Netflix.
in.
Netflix and chill, but no,
Pop the back
definitely,
door
if
open.
you guys want a good scare, see it in Dolby, because this is my first time.
Oh,
Didn't know
it
you
was.
could-
It was
didn't
her
know
first
I
time in
could
Dolby.
feel
She's
the
freaking
movie,
out.
which made it
It was so loud.
crazy real, like, yeah, and they had us sitting dead center, so,
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Yep.
Good stuff, guys.
Yeah.
We're so glad you guys came.
Happy
All right,
Halloween.
Brittany.
Hi, guys.
What do you think? What did you think?
Terrifying.
I thought you were gonna say terrible. You were really nervous, but you weren't
I-
covering your eyes as much as I
know, I
thought.
was covering my eyes.
You
I
were?
know. Yeah, I think. I mean, I loved it.
But you've never seen the original, right?
No,
Oh.
I've seen bits and pieces.
We're gonna have to show it to
I
you
know.
now.
And now that I've seen this one, I have to.
Yes.
Yeah,
I
come
loved
over,
it.
we'll show it to you.
I loved it. I would give it. Do we do out of 5?
Out of 5, yeah.
Right now.
I would give it
Rotten fart.
4.
The 4?
That's
All
a
right,
good.
that's good.
That's good. All right, bye bye.
What about Bye?
Me? Well,
You didn't see the movie.
what was she doing under the bed?
bye.
I'm a big Blumhouse fan, seen them all.
Yep.
I was a little disappointed, to be honest. I wanted
Yeah.
a little bit more,
Yeah.
especially being a huge Exorcist fan from the first one.
Yeah.
There's a good backstory, good way to end it for, there's definitely going to be a sequel, obviously, but
Yeah.
it didn't focus as much as I wanted on the exorcism part.
Yeah.
It was kind of jumbled around. There was a few good parts that finally, when it happened, I'm like, there's Blumhouse. There wasn't enough of that. Overall, I'd say I'd give it probably a 3.
3 out of 5?
Unfortunately,
Okay.
out of a 5.
3's pretty solid for us usually, so
Yeah.
that's
yeah,
not bad.
it's a sequel. Like I said, the original Exorcist, I think it's a little older, so it's a little more raw and gritty.
Yeah.
Other than that, I'm looking forward to the next one.
Yeah.
They had
Yeah.
some good tie-ins, so we'll see what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Cool. And we're back in the car.
Yes, we are. So you got to see all of our special guest. I was trying to say surprise and special. So we had my brother came with us, and then actually I couldn't mention my sister and Sean because I got their tickets earlier, but like everybody else didn't know they were coming, so they like ran up on you guys. Scared you, I think. That is. I don't think you got scared. But yeah, like my brother didn't know they were coming, so it was a nice surprise. So we all got to sit like in a row together, sharing like popcorn and snacks, and it was just really nice to be able to like share that experience. And my dad showed up too. He did not watch the movie, spoiler alert. He just like, anytime his kids are all together, he gets really excited and like obviously wants to see all of us together. So that was a nice surprise too. Yeah, it was nice. He just like showed up at the theater. Yep. So anyway, thoughts.
The movie.
I want to hear your thoughts first.
So do I.
I want to zip my lips and just like let you talk about it.
What was her name? Came back?
Chris McNeil.
Oh yeah.
Reagan's mom.
Yeah, Chris McNeil coming back was pretty cool. I do think I'm not really the biggest fan of what happened to her in the film.
Right.
I feel like they could have used her a little bit more, especially towards the end of the movie.
Yeah.
The little girls getting possessed was pretty creepy. They could have shown a little bit more of them individual by themselves before the big exorcism towards the end of the movie. I mean, you know it's coming. It's an exorcism movie, so you know that's going to come at the end, of course.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, as far as the effects and everything go, I thought it was pretty good for now versus then. Of course, the practical effects are always going to look better from back in the day, but
right.
I think that they did pretty good with that too. It was genuinely creepy at times too, which I didn't expect to be that creepy. Yeah, I don't know. The whole the girls getting lost for 3 days and then them tying that in with Jesus Christ being in hell for 3 days. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Hear about that?
That was cool.
Yeah, I don't really know.
We'll just kind of like bounce off each other.
Yeah.
You want to go next, or do you want me to go? It doesn't matter to me.
You go.
Okay, I'll go. So I have a lot of thoughts, and I'm gonna forget probably like half of them. So as a diehard Exorcist fan, and I don't say that lightly, I literally mean like the brother and sister that were here tonight. There was a reason. I mean, obviously we're family, and we wanted them here, but like I really wanted them here because they were the ones that like made me sit in a chair in the dark and watch The Exorcist when I was little and like traumatized me. So it's not just, oh, this is the best horror movie of all time to me. This is like deep rooted, like, so my opinions are going to be different from everybody else's simply because like I have deep rooted like childhood stuff from like that comes from this movie, which now is an obsession. My brother and sister aren't like as obsessed with this movie. Like everyone around me knows it, you know. I'm as obsessed with this movie, with the original, as it did scare me. So my thoughts on the new one, I would say seeing the trailers and seeing like the way their makeup was done like already freaked me out going into this, and then seeing like their behaviors and how they spoke, it just amplified it for me. So I was really impressed with like how that made me I go like by how it made me feel, and I felt super creeped out, like hands down. What do I even need to say that it doesn't match up to the original? I don't think so. Nobody's gonna expect to hear that. Maybe someone out there will say they think it's better.
Yeah, maybe.
I'd love to hear those thoughts, but I don't think so. But for like this day and age, I think they did a really good job at like tying like things from the original in, like old nods. But there definitely were some imperfections. So I agree with you about Chris McNeil. I think that we're not going to spoil that, but they really they did her dirty, and I agree with you saying they could have. I feel like she could have been used better.
Even with what happens to her and everything, they could have used her more.
Yeah, it was just like separate. I don't know. And I have another thought that branches off of that, but that's way too much of a spoiler, so I can't say that. Like, I'll tell them, but like I can't say that because I don't want to spoil it for anybody.
But that also being said, she was like 80 plus, probably almost 90 years old.
Yeah.
And she did great job acting as much as she did.
Oh yeah. She and with that being said, she did play an important role. She came in and was like, you know, giving her thoughts and was involved to an extent. So that was great. But yeah, she could have been used more, I feel. There was this like feeling of like, you know, it built, but especially when we got to the exorcism scene, I felt like I was like waiting for more of a build up. And I was telling them this when we got out, like I was waiting for it to like build and build and build and build, and then like the climax happens. And one could argue that did happen because there was an exorcism scene, but it left me like wanting more. Like what you heard my brother say, like there was something for me that was kind of like missing. So I don't know. I'm trying to think if there's anything else like specific that I don't know. I'll just let you go and then we can all bounce off of each other.
I think the two girls, I don't know the actresses' names that played them, Angela and Catherine, did a great job. I really liked Catherine a lot because I feel like she paid a little bit of homage to Reagan. Totally. She reminded me a lot of Reagan and just like the things that she would say. Yep. Little spoiler, I've seen bits and pieces of The Exorcist, but I've always been too scared to watch it fully, so I haven't fully seen it. But obviously, like clips that are super popular from it, I know and remember. Right. So I had that to kind of clip off. I think original Exorcist, to me, her face and the makeup and the practical effects are so creepy, but I do think that the girls, I was still getting very creeped out, especially when you see them progress in like their just, you know, their face.
They did do a great job with that.
I did like the backstory. I like how, you know, you really felt for the father, single
him father. Especially.
I think the other family, I think it was like, I don't know, like the other family was a little all over the place.
I agree. It didn't feel like they had like the heart that the father did, like the connection. Not that they didn't love their daughter.
No, but it was just,
but it wasn't the same.
There was a clear difference.
Yeah.
They were definitely a tight-knit family, but they were also like a shit show.
Yeah, they were. And she was the only child and a miracle child, if you will. And then there was, what, 3 other kids in the other family? Not that she was any less special, but that does play, you know, an important part of that. So yeah, keep going.
I think it was, you said something earlier, or I think it was you about wanting to see them more. No, it was you wanting to see them more individually. And I agree with that. Courtney was saying earlier how she wanted to see them more like kind of free roaming.
I did say that. Yeah, I forgot to say that in the video.
There was a scene with when Angela first comes back home with her dad, and it's just super creepy and ominous because you don't really know what she's gonna do. And she doesn't even look super creepy yet, but you can just feel the vibe, like she's very different.
Yep.
And I would have loved to seen more of that. I think my
when they were like fully makeup.
Yeah, my favorite scene, which isn't a spoiler because it was in the trailer, was probably the body in the blood. I thought that
really.
I liked that one. That one freaked me out. I think like I got most creeped out just because like the way that the camera did angles of her face, and just, you really got to see her like transform, and then it kind of reminded me of Reagan. I was like, oof,
I'm glad you said that because in the trailer they used like that voiceover where it was more of like a male's voice, like to make it sound more demonic.
That one, it wasn't.
They didn't do it. Spoiler alert!
Like,
sorry guys.
It was, like,
it was just her screaming.
Yeah, and it was cut like a music video. It was kind of like quick cuts.
Yeah.
And stuff. So.
I'm so glad that they ended up doing that.
They didn't do it that way.
So and I don't want to say anything more on that because I was about to spoil something. I don't want to.
For someone that's never really seen the original Exorcist, I think it makes me want to see the original Exorcist.
It makes me want to like for us to show that to you because like I think you'll like this even more because of how everything it really ties in a lot. I was scared that it was going to be so separate that like it would just feel like not authentic to the original.
And I like.
I thought he was coming for us.
I like that they always played the music too in the background.
Yeah, but it was kind of different. Like it was in a different key, a different tone, but it was still still that. I
thought it was really good though.
I do too. I always have to sleep on it because I don't know, like, it doesn't, things don't always hit me all at once. But yeah, one thing that I do want to say is, like, with my deep-rooted fear of, like, the Exorcist movie, I've had these, like, nightmares for a really long time where, this is gonna sound so stupid saying it out loud, you know, a dream always does when you, like, say it out loud, but I've often told Brian this, that, like, my recurring nightmare dream of Reagan is that I'm, like, a nanny or a babysitter for her, and she's fully possessed, and I'm in the house, like, watching her, because, like, nobody else is there. And then she gets loose and she's, like, free roaming, like, walking around the house. And so we kind of got a little taste of that in this, but, like, I'll bounce off what you said. I wish we would have, well, both of you, I wish we would have seen that more, because that did happen, but it was nothing like what
it wasn't like Reagan like climbing down the stairs backwards.
Right.
Yeah.
And we've seen it in all, like, the, you know, the copycat Exorcist movies. They're climbing up the walls and they're, like, on the ceiling, and I'm talking about just being creepy, like how Angela was when she first came home.
It wasn't even
playing
much.
hide and seek with her dad and just, like, looking like the eyes.
Very, like, it was very subtle, but it's in those subtle moments and when everything is very quiet that I think I get scared and creeped out the most. Yeah. I like that they had jump scares, but I also think jump scares can be a little, like, the creepness factor happens when it's just pure
maybe
silence.
That's what the exorcism was lacking for me, or for any of us, was just like they were talking so much and kind of making jokes and saying, like, does the power of Christ did the power of Christ compel you? And it was kind of like we said earlier, a little campy, because you know, they're playing off of it and they're nodding to it, but it's not, I don't know.
It was creepy, but then in that sense, it would kind of lose its creep factor for just a second, because I was laughing.
Right, it pulled me out of it.
I
think it was pulling me out of it too much.
Yeah.
You know, but with that being said, like, there was they had two that they were playing off of, and then they were playing off of each other, so it wasn't just one girl there. Oh, which reminds me, we had, I don't want to make this too much of a spoiler, but I'll just say, when the exorcism was happening, and I think you've seen it maybe in the trailer, I don't know, we had 7 people in the house going into the house for the exorcism. Not one of those people were really qualified to be doing what they were doing, okay? Like, I'm just gonna say that. That's all I'm gonna say. And that kind of made it feel like a shit show. And it kind of made it feel like, okay, this is gonna be really dangerous. And, like, I don't feel like anything really dangerous happened to any of them.
No.
Right?
Yeah.
They're moving tables out from the plate, and I'm thinking, oh, they're doing that because they don't want tables and chairs and shit flying. That's smart. But for us as the viewer, no, I want to see all of the tables and chairs flying. I want to see the records flying around, like in Reagan's room.
For real.
So, where I thought, oh, that was smart, I was like, oh, that was dumb for the movie. You know, I don't know.
Just
maybe
for, like,
I'm saying too much, but we could probably talk about this all night, and we won't. But it was, yeah, our dog toy. I was pulling this out of my purse right when the movie started, and I went on accident.
It was great.
It was pretty good. But I'm so glad that, like, we all got to come out and see this together.
Yeah, it was good.
We do this all the time, and it's so nice for it to be us, but, like, to have family, you know, that also love this franchise, can I call it a franchise? Yeah, The Exorcist.
Yeah.
It stands alone. There's nothing can match it. So with that being said, I will give this, you know what? I'm gonna give this a 3.5 for tonight.
Same for me.
That's my, really?
Yeah.
And you said?
I said a 4, Brian
said a 4.
3.
Did Brian say a 3? Okay. Did we get a score from my sister and Sean? I don't know. But yeah, because for us, The Exorcist is a 5, so I feel like 3.5 is fair. I might wake up tomorrow and go, oh, that was a 4, especially after I don't get much sleep tonight because it was so creepy.
I think Danny and Sean gave it a thumbs up.
Okay.
Well, it was cool because I was, like, on the last row, so it was cool looking over and seeing everyone's like, reactions.
Oh yeah, because I was in the middle, so I'm like looking this way, and like, oops, sorry.
Definitely a great way to start off the Halloween season. I know you two have been watching your movies, but this is the first scary movie I've watched, so it's good to kick off the season.
Oh,
I'm excited.
Totally. Yeah, and thank you for bringing that up. If you guys didn't know, We're doing 31. No, sorry. I'm glad you brought it up. 31 picks of spooky flicks. We're doing. Oh, and you forgot to say it. Brian Goes Boo.
Brian Goes Boo and Coco.
And I keep forgetting for him to say Brian Goes Boo. But yeah, so we're doing our thing. We just put out a video. If you haven't watched it, go check that out. We explain like how we picked the movies. On our Instagram, we're gonna show. Well, my Instagram, I'm showing the titles every day, and these aren't included. So this is just a separate. We're filming our movie trip review vlogs of the movies we see in the theater all month. That won't be a part of the.
We're still seeing 31 horror movies outside of the.
Yeah, so we're gonna
vlogs.
at the end we're gonna end up over 31.
Oh yeah.
So that'll be fun.
It's a big movie watching month.
Yeah, and then I always like to just throw this in there. We're almost at 900 subs.
Yay.
A little closer to 1K. So thank you so much for our friends that have like specifically shared our stuff out. We really appreciate you guys so much.
Oh yeah.
We watch all your guys' stuff all the time. When we turn on our TV, it's YouTube. Like we're not watching cable. We are watching movies, but we're watching you guys. So thank you so much for always leaving comments and likes and
who needs the news
and watching the videos. And thanks to you, because like I feel like you're one of our diehards. Like you're constantly like
I'm always on the lives
watching.
Coco texted me the other day. She's like, "Hey, I'm going live," and I was home.
Lost Girls.
Oh yeah.
Yep. But I mean, she's just like consistently watching our videos, you know, and I appreciate that. And I appreciate the ninja watchers that are like not commenting, because that's usually us. We're watching YouTube videos on our TV, so we can't like always comment. But yeah, I just wanted to show that appreciation because you know, we appreciate it.
We appreciate all of you.
Appreciate it.
Remember last
So
one.
I just want to be appreciated.
So any closing thoughts or final thoughts on it? Does the power of Christ compel you?
The power of Christ always compels me.
Okay.
We feel compelled.
We feel compelled to tell you guys that you should really go check this movie out. Give it a chance. You know, just give it a chance. I think David Gordon Green did we were worried, right?
Probably as good of a job as he could do.
Yeah. I mean, my brother made a good point earlier. There were definitely some Blumhouse elements, which some people are going to hate that. Some people are going to love that. He loved it. I loved it. I think it was great. You mentioned the practical effects. Like, it worked. It worked. Were there flaws? Yeah, of course. I know we're going to watch videos and people are going to nitpick and rip and tear this thing apart.
Oh, yeah.
But we're just not here to do that. Like, I have such a love for this.
Not our style.
They could have really, like, bombed this, and I probably would have still figured out what I really loved about it. So that's just our channel. We look for the good in everything. And there was a message of that in this movie too. Surprisingly, like it
had a good heartfelt message.
It really did. It was like nice at the end. So it kind of made me feel all warm and fuzzy at the end. I was not expecting that.
It was good.
So yeah, I know this one was a little longer, but I think there was a lot to be said, and it was a special one. So yeah. Thanks to all our family that came out, and thanks for checking out the video.
Yeah. Brian Goes Blue.
And Coco 2. And Brittany 3. Bye, guys.
Bye.